Why do I gotta take it away?
Because you're the host. The host with the most. I'm the co-host
man.
with the least.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is James, and I'm here with my friend Sam, and
Hello.
welcome to the first ever premiere of Sunday Nights, a podcast that we decided to not be like any other white guys starting up a podcast and talk about just in our lives, because apparently we live interesting lives according to other people. I don't think it's
I've heard this
interesting.
quite a bit.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's interesting. I think it's just we've just seen some up. So,
It's a sad life we live.
so Sam, what do you want to talk about today, Sam?
I'd like to talk about the legendary story of our dear friend Crazy Kyle
Crazy
that we
Kyle.
knew in high school.
Crazy Kyle, you
Yes.
say?
Man, Crazy Kyle, if you went to our high school, you would know, man. Like, Crazy Kyle is a saga. It is a short but sweet saga. Only 1.5 semesters, I want to say. It's a masterpiece.
No. It wasn't even. Yeah, actually, no. You're right. It was 1.5 semesters. Yeah.
No, it was a little bit less than 1.5.
Yeah.
Because he, long story short, he got expelled in the middle of a science
Oh,
class.
Spoiler.
Anyways, so let's start off this story in grade 9.
No,
by the way, we're drinking. We drink on
what are you
Sunday
drinking
nights.
tonight?
I'm just having a classic Lamb's rum and coke.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, refreshing.
I'm having
What are you
a
drinking?
classic, and Sam, you know this has been a classic for me for years. I'm having a Molson Cold Shot. # not sponsored.
Hashtag not spawn.
Definitely gonna have a couple of these by the end, and maybe dip into some whiskey and Coke.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely
What's
not.
what's worse, 2 liters of Coke or 6 beers?
Oh man, we can talk about that maybe later. 4 beer?
Maybe later. 4 beer.
I think a good way to start off here is by saying our first impression of how we met and what we thought about it.
Oh man, what class did I have with him first? Oh, I can't even remember. Wait, was drama first semester?
Yeah, drama.
Yeah, okay, it was drama.
Oh, did I say?
So,
Did I say? I mean Kyle.
I mean Kyle. No, yeah. So what? It's grade 9, first semester, fresh out of elementary school, going straight into high school.
Elementary school.
Oh, straight out of elementary. Anyways, yeah. So we legitimately I have like 3 or 4 classes with this guy. He's in almost every single one of my classes first semester. So initially, being friends with this guy, I had him in at least French and drama for sure. I can't remember the other ones because dementia. We all have dementia here.
I think that's just you.
I would say so.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah. So drama class. This man. Okay. So James, what kind of guy is Crazy Kyle?
Crazy Kyle. Let me tell you about how I met Crazy Kyle. So obviously we're in the same drama class, so I met him there. But before drama, I had geography, and you weren't in my geography class, but
I was not.
I had Kyle in my geography class, and I remember we're going around, we're doing the icebreakers, right? Like, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your spirit animal? Whole 9 yards. Tell us a crazy fact about you. Well,
How big's your dick?
exactly.
Yeah.
But the crazy fact about you, they weren't expecting the Crazy Kyle to be, telling us that he loves to like sniff highlighters and whiteout. And I immediately remember thinking in my head, maybe school shooters are a thing. And this guy's in
I gotta be friends with this guy.
This guy's in my class. Definitely a weird dude. That's for sure.
God, I don't see any issues with that.
No issues so far. Yeah. You don't
No.
see the red flags in your partner until it's too late.
Well, there's more stories associated with that.
Oh,
that's for another day.
future episodes. Yeah. So I guess I don't know. Do you want me to go off about Crazy Kyle?
Well, I guess let me
here?
tell you about my initial interactions with Crazy Kyle. It would have been, I think he was in our French class, right?
He was, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
because that's how me, my buddy, my Asian friend, and Kyle all met. And then we started hanging out afterwards and whatnot, and one thing led to another, and we were the first friend group I had in high school.
That's true.
Anyways, where should we go next with this?
I feel like it didn't really kick off with crazy Kyle here. Like, he wasn't quite crazy yet until we went to the musical in drama on our trip. I feel like that's when he started getting comfortable
Stratford
around
trip.
us, right? Yeah. We went to go see Tommy.
Yes. Yeah, there's one difference between, being friends with somebody, and then there's another difference when the person gets very comfortable with you.
Like, a little too comfortable.
Yeah, we're talking comfortable as in this man would stab you with rulers, highlighters, breaking rulers in half with the sheer force of trying to stab you with them.
After sniffing them.
After sniffing rulers and highlighters. Why would he sniff rulers? You fucking tell me.
This man's face was like he was busting a nut after sniffing the whiteout. Like, he was enjoying his brain cells dying. I just remember him very distinctly pulling out, I think I have a Sharpie here, like, he would just pull it out and just, like, do a little and, like, you would just be, like, looking at him,
man.
and he's just like, man, this is good, and you're just like,
you gotta try this.
like, he would offer it to you. He would hand over the, like, highlighter and be like, you want to sniff, James? I'm like, I'm good, thanks, man, thanks though. Like,
but then if you take him up on it, it's just like you're sniffing a regular Sharpie. But this man, like, I don't know if it was got a disability, but, like, this man was affected by this. Like, something inside of him just snapped,
If you took a little sniff, you might have woken up in a room with padded walls and been strapped in.
And a camera watching you.
And another thing, I think we should paint the picture of what he looked like. So, like, he wasn't. I don't want to be rude to a motherfucker and say like he was an ugly dude, but I mean, like, he.
Well, you don't want to be rude just in case he finds.
Oh
it,
man, he might track me down.
Oh no.
But he definitely wasn't like a pretty boy or anything, but he wasn't the ugliest dude I've ever seen. But what really killed me was that he always had the little, like, lanyard around his neck.
Always.
Which we learned.
And he would always rip it off because it broke in half. He'd always rip it off, like, just randomly for some fucking reason.
Which, side note, later in life I've noticed that people that wear lanyards around their neck are definitely, like, autistic or something. Like, no shame on them, but, like, it's fucking true, man.
It's kind of weird just wearing a lanyard these days.
And he also, like, the more we knew him, he started with, like, having these, like, shitty pair of sunglasses on his head. And then
like dollar store sunglasses.
And then he had 2, and then, like, 3 on his head at once.
It was the unholy trinity of sunglasses.
They just never came off. Even if he was running around. No.
Just fused to his brain. Like, God.
I'm curious what other classes you had with him.
Well, see, I had French, I had drama, and I think I had math with him. And math was the one class, I don't know why, math was the one class he acted normal. He was quiet, always in the back of the room, very much school shooter vibes, but, but anyways, so, do you want to, like, I just got to jump right into, like, as soon as I started being friends with him, this triage of friends. Yeah. We would always go over to Kyle's house and, hang out and shit like that.
So, you got to picture the home life of Kyle.
Oh God! Okay, so you go to the outskirts of town.
Actually, I want to tell you, Sam. This actually is an intervention for you, and this is actually supposed to be therapy for you.
Oh no! The demons.
They speak every day.
Oh God. This man lives on the outskirts of town. Surprisingly nice house inside.
Actually,
just gonna say that. Like, very nice house inside. Very nice. Outside looks kind of run down.
A little bit.
But, like, man, unfinished basement, whatever. Anyways, so we would always go over to his house, hang out, shoot fucking Nerf guns or shit like that, just because we were fucking, like, 13, 14, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So we would always go to his house, and then we had this shocking revelation that this man makes YouTube videos.
Oh, man, it's us.
It's us.
He inspired us.
He did. If you're watching this, Kyle, we love you.
We'll give you a shout out.
He used to take his collection of stuffed animals and
wasn't quite just stuffed animals. It was stuffed animals and, like, these Mario plushies.
a lot of Mario plushies and stuffed plushies
Yeah.
and Yoshi and all that good shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know how, but one day he convinced us to record one with him, and it was an experience. It was an experience, to say the least. I'm not gonna go into what I was playing. It may be seen as racist nowadays, but I'm not.
Cancel,
I'm not gonna get into that. It's back in the day. It was almost 10 years ago. Come on. Anyway, sorry. I hate to interrupt, but I just gotta say, Kyle would make us these milkshakes. Okay, he got like a NutriBullet or something like that, and he would just make milkshakes. But like, not you're thinking, oh man, some ice cream, some milk, that's pretty good. No, this man would dump a bag of M&Ms, a bag of Skittles, like a bag, just all this shit. The NutriBullet would struggle to fucking survive. I don't know how it ended up blending it, but like these milkshakes were disgustingly sweet, and like the NutriBullet, I don't know if you ever used a NutriBullet. They're not very efficient. So you would get like watery, milky, chocolatey, sweet liquid, but then in the bottom it would just be clumps of fucking like, oh my god. And like I remember having one, I was like, oh, it's okay, and then I got to the bottom and I wanted to fucking die. But this man would pound back like 3 in a row and like just munch on the goop in the bottom.
A couple sniffs of his whiteout in between. Oh. You guys ready for another?
Gave him superpowers.
I kind of want to talk about the YouTube videos that he did with these plushies. Like, it would be like, if you ever watch this guy's channel, it's just like him holding them, and you like see his hands holding them and stuff like that, and it's like they're just going on adventures and him just doing the voices like as if he had no friends. And
well, his friends are in his head.
His friends were in his head, and he's just.
His friends are the plushies. They speak.
And they're going like quick, like 1-2 minute adventures. Like, oh, but yeah.
There you go. First one.
First. Well, first beer's down. We're on second beer now.
Oh god. Damn.
That's the limit according to the Canadian government. It's only two drinks a week.
two drinks a week.
I'm capping it out on Sunday.
Oh god. No, you can't cap out. Like, it's Sunday the beginning of the week. Just quick side note. Is Sunday the beginning of the week or the end of the week?
Quick debate. Is Sunday the beginning or the end of the week? I've always considered Sunday the beginning of the week.
I'm not a fan of that.
You're not a fan of that? It's the Lord's Day. You start off with the Lord.
Saturdays for the boys, Sundays for the Lord.
Exactly.
You know what? You've converted me. Anyways,
end the week with sins. Start it with
praise.
Yeah, so they were just really awkward videos to do, but I don't think you had it as bad as me. So we're the same French class, and I remember for the presentation we had to do whatever. We had to talk about whatever in front of the class, and he wanted to do it like this puppet style thing. So we recorded a video and like had to put it on the TV. Like, I'm pretty sure we had to roll it out on that shitty box TV.
Oh yeah, the great fucking tube TV.
Yeah, and had to put it on that, and had to do like the voiceover of the characters on like Smash Bros. As our presentation. So the timing had to be perfect. Otherwise, we would have been lagging behind or too far ahead. Very awkward.
Oh, and it wasn't like capture card days. It was literally recording a TV, wasn't it?
Yeah, like it's not our voices on the TV. It's just us narrating the TV as it's playing.
Oh yeah. God.
Not my proudest moment.
You know what? There's some darkest days here on Sunday nights.
This is the beginning of the dark days.
This is the beginning of the dark days.
This is why Sunday nights suck so much.
God, man, you just stay up late at night and fucking think dark thoughts.
I wanted to add, because you mentioned going to his house. I also went to his house, obviously, to do this recording for the project.
Of course.
We get off the bus, and I just gotta shout out to Crazy Kyle for saving my life. I'm about to cross the street, and he just throws his arm out, stops me.
Superman.
Car comes flying past, and I'm like, man, like, you just saved my life. And I'm forever in his debt because of that. Unfortunately, I'm in the debt of an absolute homicidal maniac.
So we're getting into the homicidal tendencies here.
I feel like we gotta still build up a bit before we get to the incident.
Yeah. Let's talk about Oedipus Rex for a second.
Okay, I was thinking that too. I was thinking Oedipus Rex, one of our drama play projects we had to do.
Very nice. We were, just to preface, we were not drama kids. We
No.
stopped taking drama.
We
after
almost
grade 10.
became drama kids until we realized what
We
drama
did.
kids were.
Yeah, and there was a pretty good cunt that was in the drama program.
fuck
So
that bitch.
yeah, we're not going to get into her today.
Nah.
Maybe another day.
Maybe after Crazy Kyle. Yeah, we had to spend like a day debating, is it Oedipus Rex or Oedipus Rex?
I've always been an Oedipus Rex.
I've
kind of
always
guy.
been an Oedipus Rex guy myself.
You know, it just makes
Can't
sense.
remember what we chose.
I think it was Oedipus. I think
I
that's
think it
what
was.
we chose.
And then we get our characters. Who did you play? I can't remember who I played.
Oh man, I think I was a narrator.
The narrator. Oh, you had the easy
Was I?
job.
I had the easiest.
You had a
job. I didn't have
face.
to go
You
on
had a face for
stage.
radio.
I did. I have a great face for radio.
Well, who was I?
You were Benvolio. No,
Oh, that's a different time.
that's a different time. Drama kid.
Drama kid. I don't think I was anyone major.
No,
I think
but
I was just like
our friend Crazy Kyle though.
Crazy Kyle was a very important character. So if anyone knows
The quintessential role.
if anyone knows the story of Oedipus Rex here, they know that
It's about a man that
man that kills his dad, fucks his mom, stabs his eyes out. But before this, the big inciting incident is that he kills the mighty Sphinx, a mythical
the mighty
creature.
Sphinx.
Well, Crazy Kyle is our Sphinx in the story.
And man, I just want to say, like, his performance was pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but like, he gave it 110%. Like, this man is like salivating, like tongue sticking out all the
Spit
time,
is all
like,
over the audience. You're literally
God, they're
slipping on stage.
They're in the splash zone, you know.
It's like
God,
it's like what's that fucking place? SeaWorld.
like nobody took it as seriously as Crazy Kyle.
Like-
I think this.
He like was so prepared for days. Just like
He
don't
was.
talk to me. I'm memorizing my lines.
Yeah. Like you couldn't have a conversation with this man because then he would just like hiss at you like the Sphinx, you know.
He was so in character. He was like the Daniel Day-Lewis of grade 9
Oh
drama.
my God, I want. I'll make that later.
Okay.
Anyways, we do a little play. I think it was just we didn't play it for anybody. We just did it for the class.
Yeah.
We didn't
no, we
show
didn't.
it to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should have, like, fucking Kyle would have won, like, an Oscar or something for it.
Honestly, we should have gone to Sundance Film Festival with it.
We really should have.
Honestly.
I just want to talk about one of Kyle's lines he would always say, just, not related to the play, but just him in general. Like,
Oh,
any
is this
day of the week, this man
festive?
entering or
Festive.
leaving a room, he just, Merry Christmas, pilgrims.
God, man, I still remember it to this day. Like that crazy, like he's either wearing one, two, or all three pairs of sunglasses. He used to do like little snap finger guns, be like "Merry Christmas, Pilgrims."
Like, do you think...
he was
Oh, no, sorry. Say what you want to say.
heavily obsessed with Family Guy as well. I just want to say that, like, when
How did I
the
forget?
cause that's where it came from. Because there was an episode where Peter kept going on about like John Wayne, "Merry Christmas, Pilgrims."
Oh, okay.
And that just became part of embedded in his persona.
personality.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they showed at the psych ward as he was growing up.
We're not there yet.
I think the sunglasses was his warning to us as a society how much more insane he was getting. Like one pair was like, I don't know, pretty like
normal.
pretty normal, but with like
Normalized.
a little bit of wackiness.
Little wacky.
2 pairs was like Joaquin Phoenix Joker. And then like
Yeah, just casual Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
3 pairs was like Heath Ledger Joker. Like burning the money pile, just like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, 3 pairs is also like Killdozer.
We
so-
live in a society. So this is the kind of guy we're dealing with for an entire semester.
Now I remember one day he did wear 4 pairs of glasses.
Oh.
But one of them was my Asian buddies, and they weren't sunglasses, but like
Okay, yeah, he
for
did.
very
he did
brief
have
time.
regular
Very
glasses.
brief time. He did too. Yeah, I forgot. He
Yeah.
also regularly never wore them. Always just wore cheapy dollar store sunglasses. Never wore his prescription lenses that he needed.
Yeah. I think the more we talk about him, the more I think he's not actually real.
No, I think we both have schizophrenia.
I genuinely think one of us does.
I think he was the main character.
He really was the
Honestly.
main character. I think that was
Anyways.
a good summary of semester 1. I think.
Semester 2. Kyle.
Fuck. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll bleep out the name.
Okay. When we fuck it up, we'll bleep it out.
Semester 2, Kyle was coming in fucking red hot. He had to
shall
up his
I tell
game.
you he had to up his game. He couldn't stand unopposed.
He's like, they haven't
you know?
kicked me out the school yet. I need to do some wacky shit.
So allegedly, I've heard this story multiple times, and it all checks out. I've never seen any news articles or anything about this, but so one day, crazy stupid as shit. Like, he threatened to stab you again, breaking rulers, highlighters, whatever on people. He threatened to stab you. He threatened to cut you. He threatened to, you know, whatever.
Can I stop you before you start the stabbing story?
Yes.
Semester 1 ended amazingly for me. Okay.
How so?
Because it was the last day of geography, and Kyle comes up to me, and he's like, James, you have meant so much to me this semester. And I think he's joking. I'm just like, yeah. And he hands me a wrapped gift, and I'm like, this is literally going to be anthrax poisoning. I open it up. It's a pair of his sunglasses. I still have these sunglasses to this day.
You know what? I'll bring back those sunglasses in a little bit.
But
like
we knew that if something was gonna go down in season 2,
season 2,
that Crazy Kyle had my back.
Or maybe it was a sign of the times. Maybe it was a sign of the times. He knew his time was coming to an end.
Continue with your stabbings.
Well, I wasn't gonna go on about the stabbings per se. I was gonna go down to the downfall of Crazy Kyle. But, you know, just to preface, he was the kind of guy to stab you with, you know, he'd stack like 4, 5, 6 highlighters on each other and just stab you with it until it breaks and then throw them at you.
And then sniff them all and probably
sniff them all when you're not watching.
Lick the floor or something.
Lick windows. So let me just should I do the past tense, or should I do the present on the events that unfolded?
Up to you.
Okay. I was chilling in science class one day. Me, Crazy Kyle, and our little Vietnamese village boy, as my science teacher would say. God, wonton. That's what my science teacher called him.
Not racist whatsoever.
No, God, no. Some Italian guy, racist? No. Anyways, yeah, we're just chilling, you know, shooting the shit before class starts, and then the phone on the wall rings. And you know when the phone on the wall rings, you know, shit's about to go down.
It's about to go down. We're at DEFCON 2.
And then our not racist teacher picks up the phone, puts it down, says, "Yo, Kyle, I'm gonna need you to go with these." Like, he says, "I'm gonna need you to go to the office." And what I didn't know is there was police officers on the other side of the door to escort him to the office.
Well, that's because he just needed to be protected to go to the office because he was so cool.
He's like JFK. People wanted to kill him. So the downfall. This is where the downfall began. But apparently, we got to go back a little bit.
A little bit of backtrack.
Allegedly, there was another guy in our grade. You know, I'm gonna call him Brock.
Brock? Okay.
Brock had a group of friends that didn't like Crazy Kyle too much, and Crazy Kyle fucking despised them. So apparently, I don't know if it was over Skype or whatever back in the day, but apparently Crazy Kyle threatened to light these people on fire with kerosene.
As one does.
I mean, it's not out of the ordinary for Crazy Kyle. Like, he's always these empty threats,
He's
right?
just
You
such
know,
a-
like his empty threats?
He's such a passionate guy.
He is. But, like, these empty threats, normally nothing really comes from it. Like, stabs you with a ruler, that's it. You know? No, they found kerosene in his locker.
What? Kerosene?
They found kerosene in his fucking locker.
He was framed. Justice.
He was framed.
Justice.
Just free my
Kyle.
man, Kyle. God, no. So yeah, that was the last time I ever saw Crazy Kyle again. Just kidding. No, it wasn't.
Oh,
That was the last time for years that I
years.
saw Crazy
The
Kyle
saga
again. I
continues.
just remembered. So yes, at this point, just gone. You know, vanished without a trace. We never went to his house because at that time we
We're not
didn't
weird
think it was
like
proper.
him.
We're not weird like him. I just didn't want to be framed by the government the way they framed Kyle.
Exactly.
But no, so we went to, didn't see him for years. Didn't, always thought about it. I didn't know the kerosene part of the story until years later, because
Yeah, I feel
apparently
like-
that's when
I feel like we were like grade 11 or 12.
grade 11 or 12 or so. Yeah, I want to say that's when I found that out.
We always just kind of were like, oh yeah, like he must have like dropped out or some shit.
So before I knew the kerosene story, I was at the center. Sorry, fuck, cut that out. I was at the
you
mall.
can say
I can say
we
the
gotta represent what kind of neighborhood we're from.
Schwashwiggity. Anyways, I went to the center. If you guys haven't been, the food court sucks.
Food
now.
court sucks now. Hashtag team old center food court.
Honestly,
Not
it's
sponsored.
way better.
Should be.
So I went to the center with my dear friend Wonton, and just going to EB Games as you normally do, right?
Not even
you
hey,
go to
we
EB
don't got
Games.
EB Games no more.
Nope, it's GameStop now because America. No, so I went to GameStop with my buddy Wonton. We were looking at PS3 games or whatever.
And you're old.
And I'm old dating myself. There's PS5 now. So we're just looking around, looking at the used games because we're broke. We're in high school. I had just gotten my first job at that point.
Lo and behold.
But lo and behold, I look to my left and I see a man wearing a toque with glasses on. And I stop and stare there for a little bit. I'm just looking, seeing his face, and then it just fucking clicks. That's Kyle.
The
And I'm like,
Kyle.
holy crap, holy fuck,
Kyle.
dude, it's Kyle. I go up to him like, holy fuck, dude, how have you been? What's going on? And he's just like, oh, I've been good. Very monotone, nowhere near what he used
They
to be.
changed him.
Very changed. So then, turns out, he ended up walking out to some guy that I've never seen before and just walking away with him.
That was his caretaker.
I'm assuming that was the guard for day release, because I found out later he was in a,
He was in
he
what?
was in an institution.
Institution. For cool
He was
people.
in an institution for cool people.
Not crazy people.
Not crazy people.
Not where he got his
swaggy
name?
people. No. So anyways, years go by, I'm talking to James, and I'm just like, man, we should find Kyle.
We gotta.
It's just the way
It was a
to go.
running joke for years that like we're just
It
like,
was.
where is Kyle at in the world? We're like, we know where he lives. Like, let's go to his house. And it's not until literally last year. And like, how many years had passed at that point?
Since the end of high school, probably 4.
4 years, and we finally decide let's drive to his house and see.
Let's go to his house, see what's up. So I pick James up, from his house. We end up driving to the other side of town, other side of town, because it's another town over
Literally.
on the outskirts. And fuck it, we see his house. We're like, oh, is this the one? I don't know if this is the one. We see the fucking the truck cab in the fucking front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
this is the one.
We
This is
know
the one.
that like his stepdad is still here.
His mom, I don't know if his mother was there, but stepdad was definitely there. Anyways, so we go up to the door, walk on up. We're like, man, it's kind of wacky. Why are we doing this?
But we need to know. We need answers.
We need answers. So we knock on the door, and lo and behold, his stepdad answers the door.
My heart was beating.
Oh my god,
was
man, my heart
scared.
was racing.
Like, what if he?
It's like, give me a shot of like adrenaline.
What if he just starts sniffing a highlighter too and stabs me?
God. What if he's got the kerosene?
Fuck, you're right.
So we knock on the door. He answers. I'm like stunned for a second because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I can't believe I was seeing his stepdad, even though his stepdad wasn't Kyle, but like it had been so many years, so many,
Yeah,
whatever,
you're hit with it. The reality of the fact.
that he's there.
Yeah.
That we have
We
a
have a
lead.
chance
No?
here,
We do have a chance.
and we ask like, hey, is
Oh, is Kyle home?
is Kyle
Is Kyle
Kyle
home?
home? And we're just fuck, man. This could get harder the more drunk I get.
Honestly, so we ask, is Kyle there? And he's just like, no, monotone, just
no. But that's it. Like he doesn't
no, yeah.
doesn't even like give a hint that he's gonna continue his sentence. Just no.
And then I I stagger for a second because I'm like, what? This is your stepson, You've been seeing his mother for a very long time, I'm like, oh, do you know where he'd be? And then he goes, oh, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen Kyle in years.
But like,
I'm like, what?
I have a theory now. Do you think he killed Kyle's mother, and he's just been living at that house ever since?
And he ate her?
Maybe he ate her.
I think it's true.
Is it nature
couldn't find a body 'cause
versus
he ate her.
nature versus nurture? Did Kyle inherit these traits from his crazy stepfather, or was he
I don't
born
know.
this way?
Did Kyle ever really talk about his real dad?
Was Kyle even real?
Are we in a quiet room right now?
Oh man, we know Kyle's definitely in a quiet room right now.
Oh my god, yeah. So our next step of the journey we
Is
got
to
do
literally
'cause-
get admitted to the same psych ward and find him.
Yes.
We're not.
If not,
we're not bothered
gonna
with
find
the
some kind of
visitor list
ruse.
or anything like that. We're going straight for the money shot.
oh, you can. I'm gonna like create a ruse. Make a charity music event.
Tell them we're making a
Go
documentary.
into. Yeah, honestly, we're just making a documentary, and they're like, "Why do you want to see our patients?"
Oh no, we just want to see one.
Just one. Well, okay. What's the name?
Kyle. Does he have a last
Oh.
name? No.
No. Yeah, we don't know his last name. It's one of two things or whatever. But anyways, you know what their response would be when you asked Kyle?
What?
We haven't seen Kyle in years.
Oh my god. I wouldn't
He
know
went
what
on
to
day
do.
release and never came back.
Maybe he escaped.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He probably
A lot of people escape from
he
there.
probably
Well-
had kerosene up his ass.
Maybe he lit the place on fire. That's why they built the new psych hospital.
Oh crap! It's all making
God,
sense.
man. I need to find this man. Like my mom's always telling me, don't go looking for this man.
Don't
because
go
if he's
chasing
clearly
crazy people.
Because they will follow you for the rest of your life.
Good.
And I'm like, man, I need the protection of this man.
I'll
though.
wear the sunglasses to attract him.
Oh, I wish he gave me a pair of sunglasses, man. Anyways, I think that wraps up the story of Kyle so far.
Yeah, I think it does.
Kyle, if you're listening to this, give us a reach. I'm sure you'd know how to find
We miss
us.
you. Come home, buddy.
We miss you. Come home.
I got a spot for you at the end of my bed.
I got a spot for you in my on my couch. It's futon. Not very comfy, but
I think a good way to sum up James and Sam here is that we're not ourselves interesting people. We've just met a lot of interesting people. And we just need to share this to the world.
anyways, I think that's a wrap up.
I think that's a wrap up. I hope that this podcast makes Sunday nights a little more bearable for you boys out there. Or girls. Girls can go through Sunday nights as well.
It's just a fuck time,
Fuck time. Sunday nights are never the best. They're the worst day of the week, worst night of the week. You
Terrible.
reflect on everything in your life and how terrible it is. And you just don't wanna see Monday come. So we're hoping this makes you want to see Sunday night come.
Yes.
Alright.
And
I
I
think
think
that's
on
a
that-
good wrap up.
Yeah.
You have a good night, Sam.
You have a great night, James, as well.
Alright.
Goodbye, everyone.